like it when I can hear Scar talking even before I hit the buttons. Not today. He's just sitting back and ready for the snap count, ready to go when we say hike. And hike. Here he is, Jim Scarcelli, the former Wolverine, after what TJ Guy said today was a sad day for Michigan on Saturday. And I know that's how everybody was thinking, but here we are on a Monday. The sun rose yesterday and it came back up today, despite Michigan losing the ball game, Scar. And so here we are, ready to go. How are you?
Hey, Danny, I've been around football since about 76, I think. I started middle school football and won games, lost games, heard a lot of coaches. I heard coaches talk after losses. And then, playing for Schembechler and then being a coach. Anyway, there's a lot of approaches. Bo was all over the place sometimes with how he reacted, how he presented to the team after a tough loss. It wasn't always the same message. Depended on what he thought the team needed. Sometimes he was just shredding dudes. Other times he tried to be more positive, So I don't know where Sharon is on this thing. Sounds like he's, hey, we lost to a really good team. Let's stay together. Danny, other note here. I don't know if you know this. You and I have been doing this for almost 3 years.
Correct.
I started after the Michigan State loss in 21, like a week or two after that loss. Do you know that you and I, since we've been together, we've never had a regular season loss coming on this deal here? Me and you are good luck, man. We've never had a regular season loss that we came on. Just wanted to throw that out, but we're gonna move on, man. We're gonna move on.
Today, Sharon Moore said that they're going to get better together as a team. He said they are not panicking, but there is a sense of urgency. He said there was a good lesson to be learned out there on Saturday. He sounded a lot like you after the game when he said the turnovers and being 3 of 12 on third down prevented them from getting a rhythm going on offense, and also prevented them from getting splash in big plays. And so about getting the running game established and coming back to execution is what Sharon Moore, what you will read and hear today about what everybody had to say with Sharon Moore. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So urgency, but they're not panicking down there.
Yeah, he let the defense off the hook. He didn't talk about special teams. I got to read what he said, but it was Denny, listen, we've won for 3 years, and you guys have heard me talk about, it all starts from the top, but it's always about the strength coach, the trainers, the food we're eating, the stretching we're doing, the special teams, offense, deep, every phase, man, is how we've been winning. We were not good enough. Nobody on that sideline, coaches, players, any of them were good enough to beat Texas. That's how I would come at that team. The defense, listen, our defense is going to be good, and we're going to look at some film. I looked at the game again. We're close, man. We made mistakes, a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of technique mistakes, correctable stuff. There are some concerns, but I sure as hell ain't just pointing at the offense. The offense, it was an overall not good enough performance.
Yeah, he mentioned there were some communication issues with the defense, so we'll see if they can get that corrected. But that's what TJ Guy, he didn't say there were communication issues. Sharon Moore did, but he said it was a sad day, but they're going to keep fighting, and he thinks that they're going to be all right. 10 more opportunities. They got a chance. And they kept pointing to like what a lot of players and coaches point to after games: details, technique, assignments, chemistry, angles. All those things were mentioned about the defense and being able to improve. Let me just go through some of these, Scar, and then you can take it anywhere you want. Travis talks about the turnovers. There were 3 turnovers, not 4. He said he thought Michigan's defense was respectable against a great Texas offense. The problem was the turnovers. and that our offense didn't hit 20 points. The defense more did point out that the defense was better in the second half. Like I could have raised my hand and said, yeah, but the game was over at that point. But Travis following it up, saying he was in the front row in the end zone. The Davis Warren roll out and throw for a TD looked like JJ, and it gave him hope.
Yeah, Denny, when we started winning 3 years ago, we were really playing complementary football. Because I remember going to Penn State when Don Brown was running the defense, and we'd get behind if the defense didn't get some stops early on, and then the offense was playing from behind. But the last 3 years, we've been able to. The defense got off the field, or if they did give up an early score, the offense responded. You're not beating Ohio State and these guys, 12-10 anymore. You got to score points too. And so it was a complimentary football that we won. The kicking game was always sound and good enough defense to get off the field. Offense helped, and we have to get there. And we making some good points. Our listeners are making some good points, man.
Jeff says the major concern is the offensive line and the linebackers, and he said he felt the D-line was mentally tired.
Well, that's one of the biggest concerns I have with this football team, Denny, is our first five are good. I've said this before the season. After Fresno, it was obvious. But I'm really concerned with our second five. I don't know who the hell backs up more. Is it 91? It looks like that's the guy. I don't know. Eno Etta played one snap. Ike played 2 snaps. TJ guy's getting some work. You've heard the expression from me. We don't rebuild, we reload. Okay. Well, you don't reload if you don't have faith in the guys that are going to be next year's team. Who's that? The guy when Jim saw Kenny Grant, who's the gift from the gods? Where's the next Mason Graham when he was a freshman? The kid was already making his presence. I want to know who the hell that is. So, there's concerns for me on depth with the D-line. We got a lot of guys in the secondary, I think, that can play. They just got to get work. And I think we got linebackers that can play. I don't know why they don't play the fourth kid, Hood. He must, Denny, it's about mental. You can't make mental mistakes. Well, hey, what's this question? What could the coaches have been thinking? Not getting, well, that was it. We talked about it, Denny, the other night. The transfer portal deal is I thought it was that they had faith in Tuttle, and that Tuttle's injury, whatever it is, it's worse than they thought. It didn't recover like they thought. I think that's because he was our second string quarterback last year, and that's just my gut feeling. Don't know anything about it, but.
Just to complete the thought there, you didn't read the whole thing. He said, what could Michigan have been thinking about not getting a quarterback in the transfer portal? I think they were thinking about getting a quarterback in the transfer portal earlier because Harbaugh and McCarthy stayed around so long and Michigan was busy winning the national championship. The guy that went to Miami and McCord to Syracuse, it dried up a little bit. But to your point, I think Michigan felt comfortable. They had Tuttle, and then he was injured. And they thought he was going to recover, and then he got hurt again. Sharon Moore said today that he's throwing and he's ready to go. So maybe we'll see Jack Tuttle coming up.
If he's throwing and he's ready to go, Denny, you bet on he's going to play. You bet on it. That transfer thing needs those guys that make a long run into the national championship. That thing is a disadvantage for them. I think it's wrong that, if you're playing and, these guys are scooping up these transfer kids, that's a disadvantage for guys that are successful.
A lot of people want to see Orji with at least a series to try him. And you would think against Arkansas State that there would be some chances that you can do some things if you want. Now you're saying you're not giving all those reps to Davis Warren. You want to get him as many as you want if he's really going to be your quarterback. Now we're talking about Tuttle and we're talking about Orji getting a series. So I don't know. There's only so many snaps, but what about the idea of giving Orji a little bit more and even a whole series?
Yeah, Denny, I would be all good with that. Give him instead of one play on 3rd and short, 4th and short. I totally think that makes sense. He's got to keep getting confident. They didn't listen. Texas did a great job adjusting to the formations we gave him when he was in the game. when Toto was in the game. Other guys didn't line up and give us an advantage. And then he made a read. The kid from Texas made a great read. I'll show it on film. Kid from Texas did a good job. And he made the read difficult for Orji.
Vince is apologizing to you. He was mad at you on Saturday. He is now looking forward to your film review today. And look,
I got ripped by a lot of people in my life. I got no hurt feelings over here, man. Listen, I'm just talking like a coach, and when it's time to get pissed off. When it's time to worry is when we get beat by teams that have inferior talent. Okay, this Texas team, I think they got better talent than Oregon, and Texas and Ohio State. I don't know, man. I might rather play Ohio State. Texas has got players. We didn't lose to some lamb chops. Time to worry is when we're having problems against teams that are really inferior athletically. So I understand where we're at. We got beat by a first-round quarterback who's got a hell of a lot of good players around him, and so I ain't panicking. I'm keeping the faith.
Yeah, was there an opportunity if Michigan wanted to get their money together, whether it was however contacting, that they could have still made a move on a quarterback. I was just like I am with Michigan with their NIL, and they have had so much success over the last 3 years, and their approach, they've been getting criticized since 3 years ago about it. You're never going to be able to get anybody in the transfer portal because you got to dumb down the grades. And Michigan was able to do that. And they were able to keep the players with their NIL last year. It was a part, I'll say a big part of them winning a championship. So they could have tampered and gone out and landed a quarterback. But listening to Sharon Moore talk about, you got to have the right profile. They got to, fit into what Michigan's looking for. I know we just look at the talent. I understand. I think there's and especially now it looks like a miscalculation because of what we have seen so far. But I was inclined to give them the benefit of the doubt on what they were doing with the quarterback position. But it does look like, that they're sitting here and behind the 8 ball a little bit. If you're Howard, what they're talking about is this the guy, the Ohio State starting quarterback. Were you going to Michigan in the offseason, or are you going to a loaded Ohio State team that looked like they were ready to win a national championship? Maybe you could say, hey, if they offered him $1 million or $2 million more, he'd have been here. And you might be right about that. But guys want the money and they want to win. Looking at Michigan this year, like if I'm Will Howard and look at it, you want to come into Ohio State, you want to go to Michigan? Sorry, I would have gone to Columbus.
Yeah, Danny, the reasoning and the thought process of quarterback, I just don't know if we tried to get kids or how much faith they had in Tuttle. Does it hurt high school recruiting? It's amazing how Ohio State's bringing these guys in and they're still getting high school kids. As many transfers you bring in. So, hey, man, we've done a pretty good job with transfers, okay? We won a national championship with the right leader, piecemealing, Denny, a guy here, a guy there. You got to be able to recruit high school kids. You don't want to be Michigan. You don't want to be Prime bringing in 60 every year, okay? You got to find that happy median so the high school kid is like, hey, man, this dude ain't going to bring some guy in when I'm ready to start. So it's a fine line there. And let's just keep the faith here. The linebacker from Maryland's a hell of a player. We brought some damn good ones in, man. The secondary kid. Anyway,
I think you hit it right on the head there. I don't have anything to add. Scar, you ready to go through the film?
Danny, let me go over a couple things that I think Esposito has a huge challenge. I'm going to just talk about. I think I'm concerned about our D-line depth, our front 5 depth. 91. 17 hardly plays, 96 that hardly plays, 97, these 42, we got to develop some guys. Okay, you can't, you've heard that term next man up?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't throw a guy in the game if you don't get him ready. So you got to get them ready. I don't want to hear about next man up if the kid ain't getting no reps. Then you're throwing him in there. So good luck with that. And what else I got here? I just think we're close as a defense. I think in general we're close. Our defense is real close. The stuff is correctable, but let's get some depth developed on defense. So you're ready to go. Denny, I wanted to talk about some Arkansas State real quick.
Let's do it.
Before we get into the film, because we'll finish up with the film. You got Butch Jones over there. I go way back with Butch Jones. He was the Tennessee head coach. He was the Cincinnati head coach. He was the Central Michigan head coach. But I knew Butch way back when he was an assistant coach at Ferris State. He used to come recruit at our school. I used to work the camp with Butch. But he's trying to get it going again. He's getting another opportunity after he got run out of Knoxville. But he's a guy I know. We play Arkansas State. Hopefully we can play 60, 70 guys, get some confidence, get some young guys playing on the offensive line, young guys playing on defense. Because then then we get to USC, man. And if you get an injury, Denny, if you get an injury from one of these top 5 guys on the defensive front, because you're going to throw a guy in there and you're going to tell me next man up. Well, I better have some game reps. So let's talk about USC. Denny, I'm going to give you a quick rundown, some thoughts on some of the people we play.
All right.
USC's legit. Lincoln Riley's a damn good offensive football coach. He's a problem. He gives you problems. That's why he was sought after as an offensive coordinator. He won at Oklahoma, and he finally got it together now at SC with the right defensive coach. But Wink is going to have his hands full. They give you a lot of adjustments, problems. They're becoming more physical. They want to be more of a physical offense, and I think that's helping his defense. I talked about that. They're not nearly as talented as Texas, but their defensive coach is a Wink guy. And that should help our offense, though, Danny. Just like I told you, when an offense runs stuff that your offense runs, it helps you when you play them. You know what I mean? If you're a defensive player and your offense runs plays that Oregon runs or Ohio State runs, it helps you when you play those guys. But the same thing, I think, will help our offense, that when we play USC, what they do on defense is a lot of what we do. So anyway, USC is going to be a battle. It's going to be tough. But the players aren't as good as Texas. Nebraska, that guy's a hell of a coach. What pisses me off watching Nebraska, Denny, is all the fast athletic skill guys he was able to recruit to Nebraska. I mean fast receivers, punt returners that are problems. And I'm looking at, I'm just keeping it real. I don't know that I see us getting the kind of kids he was able to recruit. So that, I don't know why the hell that is. Indiana's got a hell of a coach. Indiana is going to beat UCLA this weekend. They don't have much talent, but he's a hell of a coach. Indiana's, if they get players, that guy's going to win. Michigan State, I watched them. They got a quarterback, Danny. They can beat anybody. Kid's good. He's
good wide receiver too. Marsh is pretty good.
Yeah, they don't have the best players. They got a hell of a quarterback. They got some. Marsh is a hell of a receiver. They're very well coached. Very well coached. I don't want to see them start getting players because they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem this year. They just went to Maryland, beat Maryland on the road, who has a good team. So that Michigan State game, buckle up. Okay, ain't no screwing around there. Illinois beat Kansas. We go to Illinois. We got to play Illinois. Kansas is a damn good team. Illinois. Again, we got better players, but he's a hell of a coach. They're going to run the ball. They're going to defend the run. His quarterback's pretty good. That game will be tough. So those are some things I saw around the Big Ten, and I'm on the same page as where Sharon is, but he's going to get tested as a leader. Because he's going to have some grumbling with his players, some guys that didn't play, think they're better than guys that play. You're going to look at that film, and you're going to see guys that didn't play well as a player, and you're not playing. And you're going like, why the hell is that guy in there? You're going to have those conversations. You know what I mean, Denny? So he's going to have to deal with that. But it all starts at the top, man. But you know what Texas was able to do to us, Denny, that we've been able to do to other people?
Put
Is
them out.
They made us one-dimensional. They made us one-dimensional. We couldn't hardly run the football. You know what I mean?
If Michigan couldn't run it, they couldn't throw it, and then they couldn't play defense.
Yeah, well, if you can't run it, they can really defend your pass game then. It makes it easier to defend the pass. So they made us one-dimensional. And anyway, let's get on some film and see where we're at over here.
All right, Scar, before you go to the film, I do want to tell everyone that you like what Scar's bringing to the table here. You will also like what the Maize and Blue Review brings each and every day, and you can join up and get access to all of that information now, immediately, by going to michigan.rivals.com. Yeah, it was a long day Saturday into the night. People rehashing the game over the weekend. But if that's something that you like to do, there is a posting board there, the Den. You get in, you swap ideas, you put your own game threads out there. You talk about all this. Again, let's see you over there on the Maize and Blue Review. Go to michigan.rivals.com to get that done. And now we have the award-winning film with Scar.
All right, Danny, let's look at this first third down we faced. 3rd and 13. 3rd and 13. Look, we got 6 up. We're showing 6 guys up, which I like. You just can't line up vanilla. People want to just line up with 4 dudes and rush these 360 pounds, 6'6", 4- and 5-star offensive linemen. Good luck. You got to try to put them in conflict. So I'm not questioning what Wink's doing here. I understand what he's doing. I don't like this kid's technique. He's made a good play the first play of the game. And, where's his help? And he's got to know where his help is. But it looks like he's unsure of himself defending that route. So I think when I look at his technique, Denny, this stuff can get corrected. That's a big, tall receiver. But I'm not questioning Wink here. You see how we got 6 up here, Denny?
Yeah.
We're trying to create conflict, try to give their blocking scheme problems. And then on the snap of the ball, we're dropping 2 guys over here. So they don't know which way we're coming and which way we're going. So I totally understand what he's doing. But we just need better technique out of, I think that's Hill up there, right?
Correct. Number 20.
Yeah. This kid he's a good tackler, and he just needs work. He needs reps. He'll get better. But that's that. That was a discouraging. Again, here's 6 up again, 3rd and 5. So Wink is Wink was all over the place, which I like. He showed 6 up, 7 up, 5 up, 4 up. And here's 6 up, 3rd and 5.
Oh, yeah.
Denny, you think about a football game. It's just like game of inches. I mean, we're just an inch away from tipping this ball. If I let it run through, it just and then that's a first down, and that's how football goes sometimes. Sometimes you tip all these passes, but they execute it really well. Quarterback is so accurate, so smooth. And this is a tough play to defend with these big linemen. Mason Graham flying down, making a play. Here's 7 up. 7 guys near the line of scrimmage. What's it down in distance? 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
And, again, Wink is all over the place, Danny, trying to give them conflict to make these guys think about how we're going to pressure. And here we are, we're dropping. I mean, you don't know who's rushing, who's dropping. And on the snap of the ball, he's dropping here, these 3 guys here. And this is something that I know as a player, my coach wanted, whenever we rushed on running backs, he always thought we should overpower them and drive them right back into the quarterback. See, when you take a side, watch the blitzer here. He takes the side inside. See, the way I coached my guys, my ends, my bigger guys, my edge guys was, I want you to nose this guy up. Okay, I want you to drive him right back into the quarterback. So he doesn't have the ability to go here or here, and then you could come off it. But our guy takes a side. He goes inside. And this kid ain't no stiff, this quarterback. He started 24 games. He feels it, steps up in the pocket. And now, look at everything he did on this play. I'm watching this guy. He gives me a little pump fake, okay, to keep these guys dropping. One guy's stepping up. These other guys are late to step up. And you got to see they're in zone coverage. And we're too deep. We're not seeing a quarterback step up in the pocket soon enough. Some of these plays, you look at it, you want to yell at this, that, or whatever, but these guys gotta recognize the quarterback is stepping up. And then there's little things like this that I don't know how Wink's coaching it. I don't know how the secondary coaches. I know how I coached it. I wanted you to nose that kid up so this quarterback can't do this. See, if he would have nosed him up, you feel me?
Yeah.
Then he could have came off either way if the quarterback steps up in the pocket. But he does all the little things, a little pump fake, and here it is, first down. That's just heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking when you're playing defense.
I like it when a defensive tackle takes a offensive lineman and rides him right back into the quarterback.
It's hard to do against these 5-star, 350-pound, 6'6" kids, though, Denny. It's hard. It's real hard.
I hear you. Is this the one where he looked like John Elway that got called back? I mean, where he rolled
this is a what do we got here? This is a scheme. This is a scheme play. Wink, Denny. That's how it goes. Calling plays. Sometimes you call the right play, you get the guy, and he's in the wrong defense. Sometimes you got the right defense called, and you make a play. So we're in. We guessed right here. What do we got up here? We got 4 up, and they got 3 receivers out here down a distance to 2nd and 9. You don't know what they got. What he calls here is a good play if this guy rushes, because he's got 3 out there. He's in the middle of the field. Anyway, we end up dropping our edge player here. So on the snap of the ball, he's dropping. He ends up being right where he needs to be. See that?
Good tackle. Yeah.
So he's not reacting to that. He was a drop player when as soon as the ball was snapped. You follow me?
Yes.
That's why he's right there in a position, and that's a good job by a 250-pound kid, tackling a guy in space, which is not easy. And here's bringing 7, 3rd and 11. I was going crazy yelling I didn't know who the hell it was at first, that we lost contain here. Remember I tell you why you got to have good edge players that can contain the football? Because anytime a quarterback loses, you lose contain of a quarterback, something bad happens.
Yeah, for all you youngsters that never watched John Elway play, this is what John Elway did. He would roll out, and then he could gun it.
Anyway, we're showing, Denny, we're showing 7. Again, we're showing 7, but we're bringing 4. So people want to say Wink is all, blitz, blitz, blitz. No, I didn't see that Saturday. I didn't see that. I see a guy that's trying to help his defensive lineman out to get pressure by creating conflict. So I ain't buying none of that Wink is a blitz, Don Brown, don't know bullshit. I don't believe that. So we're bringing 4. We're showing 7. They hold Benny here, tackle him. Kid just straight tackled him. Luckily, the ref called it. But Benny's still got to be, you just still have to find a way to get outside of that, even when they're holding you, because you're not always going to get the call. That's how I used to coach my guy. That's what my coach used to tell me. He said, you still got to be out there. I don't care if they're holding you. You got to contain it. All right, here's 6 up, 3rd and 21. Rushing 4, playing zone coverage. Again, a lot of zone coverage, man. People want to talk about Wink, man, going crazy, high risk. I don't see it. I see a lot of zone. I see man. I see a guy mixing things up. But you're going to see mental mistakes at times, and that's the thing. There's a couple of mental mistakes with technique and with that have to get cleaned up. But that's not a bad start. We got so much defense. I'm going to save some for Jerry, but I wasn't able to get a ton of offense in our film. Again, here's our base defense now. We're Wink run a lot of 5-2. Okay, here's 1st and 10. I think we're in man coverage and we're a little screwed up here. We're just relate to feel this guy. Is this on the linebackers? How are they defending this? Sometimes, Denny, this tight end defense is the linebackers will read it. If he takes an outside release, this guy will take him. If he comes underneath, this guy will take him. I don't know for sure if that's the scheme they're running. But anyway, we react late to it. The linebacker, Hausman, reads it late. But what are we showing here? We're showing how many up. We're showing our base. This is our base 5-2 package. And it ends up being I-backs with the motion. I mean, this stuff is all, it's not new. It's not, the ball snap. This is I-backs pretty much. How I would treat it, pro I formation. That's 1980 football. But Hausman's got to read it better. Hausman's got to get better defending pass. He's a damn good run linebacker. Just got to, he hasn't played a ton of football. And again, Danny, I talk about the game of inches. I showed you, I showed you more, just barely not tipping that one pass. Here's Kenny Grant tipping this pass, and they still catch it. We get a tip pass, or they tip our guy. What happens? Pick as an interception, right? Not making excuses, but that's just how football goes sometimes. We're getting knocked off the ball here. Can you see the number of this guy right here, Denny? He's getting knocked off the ball. That's not good. Both those guys are getting knocked off the ball. We've won the last 3 years. You guys see me doing film because we win the line of scrimmage, right? Isn't that what you've seen from me, Denny? Talking about winning the line of scrimmage, playing on their side of the line of scrimmage. But we ain't playing on their side of the line of scrimmage. They're playing on our side. See how they're moving us there?
Yeah.
See it? It's not good, man. They just ripped us in there, knocked us off the ball. We're too high. It's either our coaches ain't worth a damn, and we're not teaching good technique, or our strength coach ain't worth a damn, and we're not strong enough.
I couldn't get the number on that one. It looked like a single digit.
But we're in nickel here. Second, again, Wink is mixing things up. I understand what he's doing. Sometimes he shows 5, 6, 7. Here he's showing 4, 2nd and 8. And we're just letting guys rush. And this is the stuff same kind of concept we're taking on that fullback, but we don't mirror this guy. You talk, and here he is. Look what he does. He steps up in the pocket. See what I'd like to see, either Kenny Grant or Mason Graham mirror this guy. You just punch and try to two-gap him. Just try to walk him right back. And then you can help out coming off when the quarterback steps up in the pocket. But because we're taking a side, we're not mirroring. Now there's a gap there. And it's hard to do, Denny. It's hard to bull rush a 350-pound, 5-star, athletic kid. Very hard to do. But look, 24, we're confused here. Let me show you look up here. Watch this kid here. There's confusion here, Danny. This is about repetition. There's not a confidence of knowing where the hell you're supposed to go. Watch him all the way through this thing. I got 24 starts because he knows not to cross the line of scrimmage. Look where he throws it. But anyway, watch number 20 up here as this thing goes on. Can you see how he kind of hesitates for a second, like he's not clear where to cover? Watch him all the way through. You see the little bit of doubt there, how he's turning out?
Yeah, he broke stride.
Okay, he's in doubt. There's what that tells me as a coach is the kid he's not locked in. He's somewhat confused. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but I've watched enough football to know that this kid is not. He needs to get more reps. Coach has got to get his mind totally locked in. So he knows exactly where he's supposed to go. It looks like that little bit of hesitation was a problem, right?
Yeah, well, maybe that's what they were talking about with the communication issues.
Yeah, right there. Okay, I got a better look of it here. Yeah, this is not a verbal communication because he's not hearing nothing now. This is he's reading the routes here. And somehow they've created, there's confusion with him. See how he's turning out for a second?
Yeah, he thought he was going to go with 2.
Well, there's confusion. I don't know how they're covering it, what their scheme is, but bottom line is it's obvious that there's confusion. So this is on Sharon Moore, this is on Wink, this is on the secondary coach, and this is on the player. It's on all those guys. That's how I looked at it when I was coaching. This ain't on. I'm not yelling at the kid, man. I'm yelling at the damn secondary coach and the coordinator when I'm a head coach. Why are we confused? Why is that kid confused? I'm leaving some of this stuff for Jerry. Split power, split backs. This is something good. We haven't run a lot of this. We did it against Ohio State, and I just wonder how we're blocking it. We don't block this linebacker. Maybe it could have been a bigger run. Normally when you run this power play, I mean, I really like him. Loveland, he's blocking better this year, but we want to get movement here, Danny. You want to try to get movement. So Al Hadid right now, he's going to be looking inside. This guy's going to kick out. Okay, that's normally how you block it. He's going to look inside. We'll kick out him, and then hopefully the back will beat this guy. But we block it a little differently. Like I don't know, I don't know if they were thinking the center or backside guard was going to get this linebacker, but it probably could have been a bigger play. We pick up yards, but I just wonder how the hell they're blocking that. Jerry will go over that flea flicker and some of this other stuff, which is, good stuff, man. It was well executed, accurate pass. Here we go.
He was close to breaking that one.
Here we are. What's the down and distance? 3rd and 3. And here's the problem with this formation, in my opinion, as a defensive coach. When you put Bredesen in the backfield, how many times have we given the ball to Bredesen when he's next to the quarterback, Danny?
0.
If you and I know it, you think Texas knows it? Damn right they do. They watched. They watched 15 games last year. They watched every single game. They got 30 analysts like we do with nothing to do. They looked at every single play, every player, every game to know what the hell they do when these guys are in the football game. So if that kid's in the game and he's in the backfield, I know that he ain't getting the damn football. He's not getting it. So that I can start crossing plays off of my checklist if I'm a defensive player and I'm a defensive coach. And anytime you can cross plays off, it makes it easier. But we don't execute it. I think, number one, I think it's predictable because he's in the backfield and it's poor execution. I'd rather put Mullings in there. You put Mullings in the game here, he'll block this damn linebacker. And you also know he's a threat to possibly get the ball, right? You agree with me?
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the idea of just wildcatting it away right here. You're trying to get Davis Warren. You've talked about the reps. I'm listening to Sharon Moore today talk about, we need to have a rhythm. Nothing breaks up your rhythm more like shooting yourself in the foot on a predictable 3rd down in a game where everyone knows and you're telegraphing what's happening and you come up empty. I mean, that's I don't care who you are.
I understand what you're saying. This play, though, it's predictable by here, and then we don't execute at all. What are we looking at? Our right guard? I don't know how the hell they're blocking this thing, okay? But we do a average at best job on this guy. Okay. We would like to get push here. We want to push here so this guard can come tight and look inside and get this backer. But we don't get much push. We don't get hardly any push here. So the tight end's going to this guy. And now Al Hadid has to bubble. See, because we don't get push, you don't want the guard to have to bubble. You know what I mean by bubble, Denny, getting depth on our side of the line of scrimmage. We don't want that. You follow me?
Yep.
We want him to come right down here flat. But for some reason, he gets caught up in this wash because we don't get push here. And then this guy's unblocked and he kills the play. This play, it should have been a well-executed first down. It should have been. But because even though they know the damn kid is in the game, Bredis is in the game, we don't block it right. And we don't block we don't move the 5 technique or this big this big defensive tackle in here. Yeah, we don't move this kid. We don't move him.
I'd have to look back at all of Orgy's runs and the ones that he had last year. But most of the time when he was back there, you had a guy coming in motion, and it was an RPO. It appeared to be that way anyways, and he was faking to the guy in motion, and then he was reading the defensive end. On that one, everybody in the stadium knew that they were running right up the middle on that. And the one thing when I watched Wildcats back when it was Ronnie Brown and LSU and doing that, when he did it for the Dolphins, he would roll and there was a threat of him throwing, and then he was good at just beating the guy to the edge. This play, what's the counter on it? Is he going to bluff and drop back and throw it deep? I don't like the design. I
understand what you're saying. There's not a lot of other conflict. That's why I said, Danny. I like a back here that is actually a threat to possibly carry the football. You know what I mean? Because defensively, if you put Mullings here, you could run a quarterback read, with Mullings going the other way. So the defense would have to honor something here. You follow me?
Yes.
I understand what you're saying. And now you're starting to think like a coach. You're starting to get it. Conflict. You want to put the defense in conflict. All right, here we go. What do we got here? 1st and 10. And we're this ain't no overcommitting defense. We're bringing 4 guys. It's not blitz crazy wink. This is sound stuff. This is the kind of stuff I used to do. Conflict, and this is but they block it, man. Let's get this kid tackled. Let's not give him 10 yards. That's too much. On a little short route.
Yeah, that's the part. They're talking about details and techniques and assignments. I mean, Page is supposed to take a better angle on that, isn't he? Supposed to square him up and tackle
quicker. He's got to get some help from the inside, though, too. And it's hard, Denny, in space. I mean, he's got to get – he's the right shoulder tackle. Let's see how we're playing this. Okay, so he ain't got a lot of help. This guy over here, we can't see in the picture. He needs to be breaking, too. So these 2 guys are going to have to deal with this. He should be right shoulder, and then he should try to get there in time. Let's see how we defend. He gets it back inside the D. This isn't terrible by Page, Denny. He's got to make sure the ball comes back into the defense. He doesn't want to whiff. I mean, obviously he has the sideline, and it's an interesting position as a defensive player. You know, you want to can you make that tackle right there and stone him right now?
Yeah,
that would be the best situation.
Right.
It would be, but he's got the kid's not, he makes a decent athletic move on him.
Yeah, but is that, Scar, when you're talking about the, leveraging and putting him, is that the right angle to be taken? That looks like a
listen, the best scenario, Denny, the best scenario would be, here, hang on, the best scenario would be, damn it. Let me get this right here. The best scenario, I'm going to take it all the way back to the very beginning, would be, okay, let's look at the quarterback. Let's look at his eyes. When should Page be breaking? Right now. See how the quarterback's arm is up. He's starting to throw the football.
Yeah.
The best scenario, as soon as this kid's catching the ball, Page smacks him right in the rib cage. And it's a 4-yard, 5-yard gain. You follow me? That's the best scenario.
Well, he's got to wait to see the ball in the air.
No, he should be breaking right now. The quarterback's arm is up.
What if he pumps him?
That's not his responsibility. That's the deep. The deep route is somebody else.
Okay.
He ain't worried about a deep pass. He should be breaking on this right now. So he's breaking, and the kid catches it and puts he's not a stiff. The tight end ain't no stiff.
No, he's good.
So listen, man, I Page knows what he's I get it. I understand where he is, and I try to tell you what the best scenario is. We don't come flat enough here on the backside. Yeah, I don't like the way this is a scheme. I don't think this is sound. We're slanting to our right, Denny, and these 2 guys here, in my opinion, should have been more width, stepping wider. And that we don't get that. We get good. When you got pressure over here, these guys better make sure this play comes back over here. You follow me? If you're this guy, you better make sure the play comes back to all this defense that we're bringing over here. I think we're coming here, right? I mean, we got all that defense coming from our left to the right. And I don't think we do a good job. This guy should have been, we got to get those two big fellas coming across the face, and there's a seam in there. So this is on Mason Graham, I think, and Kenny. I don't know how the hell they're coaching it. I know what I would do. That you got to know where the hell your defense is coming from, where the pressure's coming from, and that play's got to come back to our left, because that's a weakness of the defense there, and it's not. There's a seam right there. So all this stuff is correctable stuff, and. But again, you got good players blocking you, and they blocked it right. And but it's got to get fixed up, man. What do we got here? 55. Okay, guess what? Espo, somebody said had a little conversation. Scar talked about it earlier when they hit the touchdown on us. 55. Watch him here, Danny. Bull rush. Come off it. No gain.
Nice.
Wasn't Scar talking about that first quarter? That technique?
Yeah, he was.
Not taking a side. Bull rush. Pressure from the edges. Let's see what Kenny's doing. Come on. Bull rush. That's not good. See, this is what happens when you get tired. Because I've been that guy, man. Why ain't that kid coming out of the game at all? This is not. Watch Kenny here. That's not good. He's tired. Playing tired. 0 question mark. Are we in man? What are we in? We leave a guy on not defended here. This is a mental mistake. That's a breakdown. This is on Wink. This is on the linebacker coach. Why are we screwed up here? We're running. We're slanting to our right. And we're screwed up.
Jason.
I don't know who the hell's at fault, but there's a screw up. Our linebacker coach got to get it right. Wink got to get it right. We can't have mental mistakes, man. So I don't know. It might have been on Stewart. I don't know how they're defending it. Sometimes that's how. I'm not going to be Kirk Herbstreit and blame a guy until I know what the hell the defense is. Or Blackledge. They like to blame guys when they don't know what the hell the defense is.
Well, let's do it the right way, Scar. You did it. It's either
I don't think that's just it. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to teach you some defense here. There's a lot of ways to do it, and I don't know how Michigan's doing here, but there's a way that I used to coach it, and I taught it both ways. Okay, some guys teach it like this, and this is a scheme. If this back comes out this way, the edge player will take them, and this linebacker will contain the quarterback. That's one option of a defensive scheme. If the back comes underneath, the tackle, the linebacker will take them, and the edge player will contain the quarterback. You follow me?
Yeah, I'm following
you. You follow that? Okay, so I don't know how they're coaching it, so I'm not going to yell at and point the circle on this dude in front of national television. You don't know what the hell he's doing, because I don't know. But that's what a lot of these analysts do. They don't know jack. They want to yell at kids, and they don't know what the defense is. It's not fair to the kid. Okay, we're in a 5-1 look. Okay, here's 17 and 92, because I just showed you earlier in the drive. Somebody upstairs, one of those 30 analysts, saw Kenny getting pushed around. So they got 92 in the game, and this is the only play I saw 17 in the game. 2nd and 10. And what I mean by triangle here, Danny, anyway, we're not reading this good. The triangle, Danny, this is old school linebacker play. Okay, here's how you keep your coach. I'm going to give you a quick lesson on linebacker play. The triangle refers to this. This goes back to way back. You're keying, linebacker will key this guard. He'll feel that both guards. He'll key one more than the other, and he'll feel the back. used to be the fullback. So as a linebacker, you're trying to feel all three of those. Okay, so when your guy, so if he's keying this guy, if this guy's blocking down, he's going to feel this other guard pulling, right? See him pulling there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that should tell him right now that it's coming to my right because that guard is pulling. I'm getting a block down from my play side guard. My backside guard is pulling, and I'm feeling the back. You know, it all tells me I should step to my right. But he's a little slow to get there. And they, you know, Etta's not good enough. The edge player's not good enough. The linebacker's not good enough. What we'd like to have is punch here, no movement. Punch here, no movement. Okay. An edge player that comes and smashes this kid and stuffs it so this big fat guy can't get through there. You know, we want to have punch here, no movement. We want to have punch here, no movement. So there's a little hole there so the linebacker can just fill that. That's what you want as a defense. But no, we don't get that. We get movement here. We get him widened out so this fat guy can get through on our linebacker.
Yeah, this was a microcosm of the game here.
I mean, that's our favorite football play. That's Jim Harbaugh power play, so we should be able to defend it. This is the Wink's worst play on defense. I put this on Wink. This is terrible. We're not lined up. It's 2nd and 1. And I understand I understand some of the stuff that he's doing, but we're just not lined up here. You see this big hole in the defense here, Denny?
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, look at that. Before the snap, we got this guy's going to punch into this side of the center. So he's an A-gap player. We got all this defense over here. Or no, this guy here. Where's the damn center?
You had it right.
Center's right here, right? Yeah, this guy's playing into the center's right, our left. So we got all this defense to our right. We got nothing over there. 6 guys up. I mean, it's too easy. I don't know how we're coaching that. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's our football play. That's our best football play that we put in the first practice, Denny. Power play, right? This is what Harbaugh puts in. This is how we win championships. We should be able to defend the damn football play. We should be able to line up right. So either Wink had a better adjustment or our players didn't get it right, but we're screwed up and we ain't lined up.
No.
So if this all comes on Wink.
Yeah, this wasn't the 6-up. This was the throw-up.
And then look here, Danny. We got 4 guys over here. Why the hell we got 4 guys on 2 dudes? And then they got 9 guys over here. We got two guys over here. So listen, I've been that guy. I've been that defensive coach that gets jacked up. Your players aren't lined up right, and they screwed you. They got information, they screwed you. And it happens. It just can't happen all the time. And Wink, that was the only really terrible alignment I saw from Wink. So I'm a Wink guy, man. I'm not looking for a scapegoat. Some people are.
Well, sometimes, Scar, when you say scapegoat, that means that you're looking to take somebody out and not blame them. And when your defense has the kind of talent that we know that they have, and there's technique issues, there's communication issues, there's assignment issues, there's chemistry issues, there's angle issues, there's detail issues. That doesn't sound like it's scapegoating. That sounds like it's putting the blame on someone who deserves it. And I tell you, he better come up and whatever it is, he's going to have to come up and do a lot better against USC, or everybody's going to be out on him. Whatever the
I hear you, man. No, I hear you.
There's no scapegoating. I don't think it's a scapegoat situation, Scott. All right.
I understand you, man.
All right.
We got it. It's a team effort, baby. Team effort.
Right. Yeah, right.
We got to get them tackled right there. Too many. Turkey bone. We've seen this before. I called it. I never had a team. I never heard an analyst. I don't know what the hell they call it, but I gave it that name. It's tough to defend, man, because you got isolation here. You don't know which way they're going to lead the football. It's a tough formation. And we don't get it. We don't do a good job here. 3rd and 1. They knock us out of there. But yeah, in general, Denny, we're in general, if I'm Esposito, if I'm Wink, if I'm Sharon Moore, I'm talking about flat walls, man, and we ain't getting it done. They're moving us. This ain't what we've done the last 3 years. So, Espo, we got to get these guys playing lower. Strength coach, what's going on? Why are we getting knocked out of here? They're getting movement. They're knocking us out of there. That didn't happen, man. I'll tell you right now, I'm coming after Espo, Denny. If I'm coach, if I'm coaching at Michigan and I'm the head coach, I'm coming after that defensive line coach. I mean, I'm not throwing the towel in on anybody, but I'm letting them know that I ain't happy with that. What do we got here? This is here. I'll give Wink credit, man. He shows 6. What's the down and distance? 3rd and goal. He shows 6, and I've never hardly seen this from him, but he rushes 3. But guess what? We get him stopped. So that's a guy that's he ain't doing the same thing every hand, man. He's changing it up, Danny. He's hard to figure out as a poker player. So I like that. Again,
hard when they're running into sets and flushes and straights.
That's right. And they got some pretty damn good cards they're playing too, man.
Yeah,
they got a 5-star quarterback who started 25 games. So, they're playing with some cards. We talked about this stunt. Wink likes this stunt, bringing all this from the backside, dropping an edge. The big fella now has to contain. I like all this stuff. I agree totally with it. We're trying to get some pressure. We're trying to do things. You got to see the court. But here's this young kid, Danny. This is 91 in here. See how we're in zone coverage. We're in zone coverage right now. You see where his eyes are? His eyes are over here. And the quarterback's already getting ready to throw the football. I just talked about that with Paige, right? Earlier. See how watch the quarterback. Break right now. He should be breaking right now. Look at the quarter. You got to have your eyes on that's the advantage of zone defense. The advantage of zone defense is you're not looking at a guy. You're looking at the quarterback. So you can get great breaks on the football. But look how long it takes him to break. He's still dropping. Look, he's dropped 3-4 more yards. And now we put that guy by himself out there. So this is why, obviously I'm yelling that I want to see more guys playing. But 91, man, he got a long way to go. What you'd like to have, Denny, he should be dropping in here with his eyes up. This guy is a flat player. Let's see what happens. Okay, he should be breaking. This guy should be breaking, and we should try to get a clamp on him so we don't leave this guy by himself. Instead, 91's still dropping. This guy's breaking. And he's by himself. He's got to turn it into the defense. He does, but 91's not there. You understand?
Yeah.
He puts our corner on an island. He's just reading it too late. These guys need to be together. So tackling in space is hard against an athlete. So that's all the little things that, it should have been an 8-yard gain, 6-yard gain, whatever. And here's 91 again. This kid, if he's our backup, he's got to get reps. He's got a long way to go, man. We lose contain.
Nice throw.
But Denny, when you're playing on the edge, I played this damn position, coached it. You got to look at things. You got to look at alignments. Why is this back over here? What's the down and distance? 3rd and goal. I got all this field out here. Balls on the hash. Widen out. Widen out, 91. If I'm coaching this kid, widen out. Get upfield. Get upfield now. Get to here. Don't engage this kid. He engages on him. The back pins everybody in. Now the quarterback has a nice vision to throw the football. This is on Espo. This is on the player. This is on Wink. This could get coached up. Let's get some width. Get in that quarterback's face. Those are all little things, man. Here's the base. We're in the base 5-2, 2nd and 9. And we're jacked. This is one of the worst. This is a terrible play. This is a confused defense. We run this stunt. We run these things. It's 2nd and 9. We got a base defense in here, a 5-2 look. And look what happens to these three guys, how they get bunched up together. I mean, we got no contain. We got 3 players running into each other. That's not a coordinated defense. That's why your title is defensive coordinator. You got to coordinate everything. That's jacked up. Yeah, this is not good. Somebody screwed up, man. I put it on the coaches. All right, here's number 20. This kid, I can see what they like in him. He's athletic. He's tough. He'll tackle. You know, see, look at it. He made the first play of the game. He stuck him. He tackled the guy in space. I know why they play this kid. He's got to get more confident. He needs more reps. He's a tough, athletic kid. He's going to be a good player. You're going to watch. We see him game 2 over here. Let's see how he does by the end of the year. What do I got this guy circled for? Because I don't know how we're blocking this. Oh, this kid, Danny, you always hear me talk. We talk about conflict, right?
Yes.
I always talk about conflict. Well, I want to put the offense in conflict as a defensive player. So Texas does a great job here. This kid does a great job screwing with Orgy's read. So this kid feels it's the zone read. And watch him here. He puts himself in a position. He's reading that mesh point. The Texas player is reading the mesh point. Now, I don't know what his Orgy's reference should be. At what point does he give the ball to this guy? I'm not sure exactly how they're coaching it. But bottom line is the Texas kid that takes both. He takes both. He convinced Orgy that he's on the back. Orgy felt he was going to be on the back. That's why he pulled the football. And we get nothing. So I give Texas credit. I blame this on our quarterback coach. Who the hell's our quarterback coach?
The offensive coordinator is the quarterback coach, Kirk Campbell.
Okay, well, he ain't coaching it up good enough. And then El Hadi, where are we going here? Looks like he's confused. Watch El Hadi pull here. You see him pull? Watch him pull.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. He didn't take the guy and he tiptoed.
When you see guys in doubt, see how he's in doubt? Okay, that's coaching, man. Who's the offensive line coach?
The offensive line coach is Grant Newsom.
Okay, well, why is this kid in doubt? Why is he, what the hell is he in doubt for? So that ain't good.
I don't know. Because he doesn't have any experience, and
I don't know.
I don't know.
You reps in practice scheme. How are we coaching it, man? You got confused players. That's on coaches.
Yeah, well, I go back to the first game. He let a defensive tackle come in and smash the quarterback.
Yeah, that was I don't know where the confusion error. Okay, here's 91, Danny. And what's the down and distance? 1st and 10. Texas sees this kid's in the game. Texas sees it. They see that ain't no Josiah Stewart. They got 91 in there. That's when they run this play. He ain't played much.
This was a backbreaker.
Okay, so he doesn't see nothing. Okay, when you're playing on the edge, there's a technique called you chase at ball. I used to teach chase at 1 yard beyond ball depth. So what that means is this. So his eyes should be feeling all this. Right now, that's Brant. Brant's eyes should be feeling all of this. He should feel him. He should feel him. He should feel the quarterback, all this. His vision is seeing all this. Okay, that's where he should see it if he's a smart player. But he's looking at this guard or something. He don't even feel it. He doesn't even recognize it. Look where he is. He doesn't see none of this. This dude pump faked. He's not even, I mean, if you watch this kid right here, watch him. Watch this kid right here, this guy. He turns around. What does that tell you? What does that tell you right now? Something, smell a rat, man. Smell a rat. Get out here. What's this guy doing coming over here? So what I mean by chase at ball depth, 1 yard beyond ball depth. But I don't know how they coach it, man. I don't know how these guys coach it. What I'm doing is, all right, here's the ball. Let's see. Let's find the ball. Ball is right. Okay, he obviously has to see the ball. So he should, the way I coached it and the way I was coached, I'm chasing at ball depth and even 1 yard beyond ball depth to handle reverses and all this kind of bullshit. But he's lost. He's in here. He don't have nothing. So now we got guys here that I don't think we took this on the right way. You got to know where your help is. These two guys should know where their help is. They should know how they're forcing this. One guy should be inside out and one guy should be outside in. So we have a squeeze on it. And Denny, there's a term that I never heard it as a coach, but I created it. I don't know. I called it oh shit speed. Oh shit speed is when you're on the backside and the play goes away from you and you're kind of jogging, right? You're kind of jogging, and then you see the guy might score a touchdown. And then you turn it on to everything you got. You follow me? But anyway, these two guys here, I think these two guys here should have did a better job of like if he was inside of this thing sooner and believe and trust him that he's going to be outside. But again, if you watch Johnson up here, he's jogging. You see him jogging up there? See, this is what coaches look at when they're looking at film. They're going to watch you on the backside. Watch Johnson the whole way. Watch him right here. They're going to watch you the whole play. Jogging. See him jogging? Now look at the speed now. That little bit of hesitation, we would have brought him down probably here, right? Instead of the 4 yard line. If he was flying from the jump, he may have brought him down, over here or something. Coaches are pointing all this stuff out, man. This is when guys get ripped. They go home with hurt feelings.
Yeah, well, I would point out that Sark drew some that.
Danny, we run that play. We run that football play.
We play it where you have the tight end doing a pirouette like that.
Yeah, we run the same damn play.
Oh well.
Where the hell did I go? Oh man. We run this play. We run the exact same football play. We ran it with Loveland. We ran it with Alls. All them guys. We ran it with Scooney. We run this play from a little bit, maybe some different alignments, but we do the exact same thing. This is a lot of people are running this play. Everybody's running it with this guy taking 2 steps and turning back. Okay, they're all running this play. And this kid should have seen it in practice, but he's not seeing it.
It looks like all 11 players get blocked. Like this is what if they were putting this play up and saying, "Hey, this is the way you want to run this reverse." I think they would show this film. They'd say, "Look, this guy's got him. This guy's got him. This guy gets cheated up. They block everyone."
Now, Danny, the bottom line is the edge player is most at fault here, in my opinion. He has to read. He has to read it. He's the flank player. He is responsible for this. He is defending the perimeter. That's why I always talked about you got to have good athletes out here. He is the responsible. These other 10 guys are counting on him to kick that ball back to the defense. And he doesn't feel this guy pump faking. He doesn't feel it. He doesn't feel this. Why is this guy coming here, man? That means something. I mean, obviously some teams fake it, but I have to honor it. Why is it he should see all this? Why is this guy coming here? Something, smell a rat. Why is this guy stopping and turning now? What the hell does that mean? That means something, and he just keeps running. We're all jacked up, man. Kid needs reps. They got to run that play on him in practice. No good.
I don't know. I don't like Page. It looked like he was standing stiff there. Didn't even jump and try to tackle the guy.
Well, he should have. His angle was
horse blank.
It's hard, Danny. It's hard tackling guys in space. I'm not going to yell at those guys for, if I'm coaching,
I'll yell at them.
I'm not yelling at them for not tackling a guy in space. That's just athletic ability, speed. It's tough. But they should try to keep the ball squeezed together inside the defense. They should have an idea where the other guy is.
They look like they were beat down and not playing with effort on that play.
Honestly. No, I wouldn't say it was effort.
That's what I would say.
See, here's number 20 here now. He pumped. Why is he buying that fake? He's the forced player. What I mean by the forced player, or he doesn't know he's the forced player, but right now, okay, somebody's responsible for containing the football if it's a run play over here. You follow me? Somebody is responsible for that in this defense, and I think it's him. I think it's this guy right here. So I don't know why he should run right now with width. He should feel he has a guy right here next to him. He should be left shoulder, get here, get width. Make this guy cut back inside. Give us a chance. And he see how he stops there? He stutter steps. It's like he doesn't know he has help. Watch him here. You see that little stutter step?
Yeah.
That's the difference between a touchdown and stopping him on the 2-yard line. And then it would have been 4th and goal. That's how I'm coaching this. If I'm watching my guy here, I'm like, why are you – get out here. Get width. Know where your help is. Yeah. 2 more plays. I like this because we're throwing the ball to 17. When people scout Michigan, Danny, I want them to know that it ain't just 18, it's also 17. This has long-term ramifications on game plans for a defense when we start throwing the ball to 17. So I wanted to point this out. Jerry's got some stuff to cover offensively. He's got to be a threat in the pass game. He's a good player. We talked about one of our call-ins talked about hope with Davis Warren. Well, I see hope too. I see a lot of things that he did that are very hopeful. Look at the athleticism. He did some good things. We got to help him with a run game, with formations. We got to help him on defense. We got to help him with special teams. We can't. We won with Kate McNamara. We can win with this guy.
Well, it was interesting to watch it all. The thing, good offense is going to beat a good defense. It's true in every sport that I watch, but Michigan, when they got behind, they were chasing right off the bat, and I think they lost confidence. And I think what you said about the backups and Brant and Etta and Iwana, most of the times when you're showing that, these guys were out of position.
Yeah,
I'll give credit to Stark. I mean, he had his players. He's got good players, and he had them in excellent position. And I didn't like the offense, and I didn't like the defense, but I understand it with the offense a little bit more.
But then this is the conflict you face as a coach. When I look at Kenny Grant out there and he's sucking air and he's getting pushed around, he's not rushing the quarterback like he did in the first couple series. That means he's tired. Okay, so then what do you do as a coach? Well, you want to get another guy in there. Well, he's not as good. Okay, well, then that's the problem. So you have to just deal with it. Denny, I got to roll. I'm over and out, man. It's all good. We're going to keep the faith, baby. We got the right leader. We're going to get it going. Go Blue.
Well, see you over on the Maize and Blue Review, talking about this over on the Den. Subscribe. Go to michigan.rivals.com. Scar, it was educational, entertaining, and informative watching you go through the X's and O's. Great job.
All right, Danny. Go Blue. Later.
There he is, Jim Scarcelli.